We just wrapped up with a wonderful session where our lead therapist, Brad, was here talking about how to have communication when it's difficult, especially over the phone with your loved one. And so there's a wonderful book. If you want to take the next step in growing and getting educated yourself, it's called Nonviolent Communication by Dr. Rosenberg. I highly, highly suggest it. It's actually one of my yearly reads. I read every single year because I don't know if you've read any books like this. You read it your second read and you're thinking, oh, this must be the expanded version, even though it's been in my library since last year. When did they add this information in there? And then when you had a different season of life, the same thing. That's why I love, and I've got about 20 to 30 books that I keep rereading every single year, but this is one of them. And he's talking about healthy communication comes in a 4-step process. Once I master these 4 steps, then I'm able to step and engage in any type of conversation to stay present and connected and to also model what healthy communication looks like. So let's jump right into it. The first step is observing or observation without judgment or evaluation. That one is so tough. Gosh, I know it's taken me years and I'm still working on it, but when I'm engaged in a conversation, something happens to me that I am able to observe what's going on without judgment. We tend to unconsciously judge or attach labels or meanings to what's going on. And so by taking a step back, more of like a third party, so it's kind of weird, you're kind of watching yourself communicate with your loved one or whoever it is. And as you observe free of judgment, you're able to see really what's going on behind. And it takes us to that second step is, what am I feeling? In relation to how we're talking, in relation to this non-judgmental observation, what am I feeling? What emotions are coming up within me? And this is a wonderful tool because I'm able to reflect in that moment, go, oh, I'm hurt because of this, or I'm not feeling hurt, or I'm feeling attacked. Whatever the feelings and emotions are, that starts to basically produce our reality. So step 1 is observation free of judgment. In order to, step 2, understand what we're feeling in regards to what we're observing, which leads us to step number 3, which is the need. What is my need? That one is so deep. What do I think their need is and what is my need? Because anytime we make an attack, it's a tragic request to meet our unmet need. I'm gonna say that again because it's so crucial. Anytime there's an attack, it's a person's tragic attempt to meet that need. All this stuff happens at an unconscious level that we're not even aware of because we're so conditioned in how we communicate and it's become habitual. And so once I understand the need, so again, observe without judgment to understand what I'm feeling in relation to that, and that is so I can discover my unmet need. Once I discover my unmet need, I'm able to, unattached from emotion, understand this is the need that I'm going for, that they're going for. And then finally, the 4th step, which the first 3 are to support, is then I can make my request. Understanding these 4 steps really helps alleviate, if not completely eliminate, that frustration, that unhealthy, that verbally violent type of communication. And so those are some of the things that we go over here within our program, but also is so important for the loved ones to learn because it takes 2 to fight. It reminds me, there's this movie, it came out a while ago called Fight Club, where there's a scene where Edward Norton is actually beating himself up. It's a one-man fight, and how crazy it looks. There's typically no such thing as a one-person fight. There's 2 people involved. And I don't mean that as a blame, as a shame, as guilt. What I'm saying is once I can recognize, oh, I have a part in this. As I get healthier, I'll be able to model more. And actually, if I'm the one growing a little bit more, I'm able to kind of structure a little bit, not out of manipulation, but to structure this level of growth that's needed, that this person will slowly rise up to because of what I will and will not permit as far as boundaries are. And so while it was fresh, I wanted to at least extend the invitation to read that book. It's fantabulous. They also have a workbook that goes along with it, but really honed down is those 4 steps of observation without judgment, to understand my emotion so I can see my unmet need, and then I can make the request.